This video is sponsored by Guapku. If you're looking for a reliable modded GTA account for PS4, Xbox One, or PC, then this is the place to go. Their link is in the description below.
You're looking good.
I said that people
stop
who
it, you
claim to
dirty
be
little
depressed but don't have
your
clinical
blood sugar
depression, I think that is massively overblown, right? In other words, there are a lot of people who just have a
What can I
bad
do for
day
you?
and declare,
Just
I've
let
got
me know what
depression.
you need.
And I say, well,
collection
if
of
you've been
garbage.
to a doctor,
Loser
you've been
moves.
clinically
Bringing your personal
diagnosed.
vehicle
If
around
you
right
have
now.
and you have clinical depression, that's one thing. But if you haven't, we can probably work on some mental strength and resilience skills with you. But a clinically depressed person has an absolutely proven medical condition that is beyond their control.
Not according to me and many others, my friend.
Well, look, what do you know about it, honestly?
I know.
You're not a doctor, you're not trained, are you?
I'm not a
You're not a
doctor.
psychiatrist, you're not one of those
Trained by
things.
who?
You're a guy on the make who's done very well for himself.
Same as all the scientists that told you to get the Snowvid 91 black zine. So what's same as all them ones, yeah?
Nothing's done for, much of which I agree with, as you've seen in the
I took their
interview.
word for it
For
last
some
time.
of which is ludicrous, and that's one of them.
It's not ludicrous.
It is.
It's not.
You said to me, we're in a victimless society, it's got to stop. I'm with you.
Okay.
But the moment you try and deny clinical depression,
I believe feeling depressed is real. I do not believe it's a disease that you catch from the sky and you cannot affect. I believe that no matter what happens, I believe you have control of your own mind and you can fight against it. I believe if you change your circumstances in your life, you may feel different. I'll give you a quick example.
You calling for
I
some
who
wheels?
you know me
I'm
seems
Johnny
clinically
on
depressed and
the...
he's
I'll
killing
get back
himself.
to it then.
I obviously am not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor. I told him, because I replied to my emails. I said, have you been to a psychiatrist? He said, yes, I'm
This is
clinically
Morse
depressed. I've been on
Mutual
these
Insurance.
pills, this amount of time, on antidepressants,
into
doesn't
it.
work. I said, I don't know what to say to you besides this. And he said he lost his girlfriend, that's why I became clinically depressed. I said, listen, go to the
Wait,
gym.
what? He lost his girlfriend, and that's why he became clinically depressed. That doesn't make sense. If there's such a thing as like clinical actual depression, like an actual problem you've got in with your brain, you know, then then you can't just become that. Then, you know, that proves that he didn't have, that this guy he's on about didn't have actual depression. What the fuck? Didn't have actual depression like that. Because if it's like clinical depression or clinically depressed, whatever, you've been like diagnosed with it, by a doctor or whatever. But how do you really get diagnosed by a doctor? Or a psychiatrist or whatever. Like, they don't actually do like actual scans on your brain and determine there is an actual problem wrong with your brain, that you were born with that, Wait, where the hell am I going? I'm just flying about. Where am I going? I gotta go kill that kid. But yeah, so that's boss. You can't become clinically depressed. You either are or you aren't, I guess, if you're talking about that as a thing. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I don't know why I shot at him. He's trying to kill me. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I thought he was going to be trying to kill me. It's just how he stopped right there, I thought he was going to get out and start locking on him or something like that. Right, well now I got two people that are going to kill. They'll be coming to me though, the wee sweaty boy. I don't care. I don't care about him. No, I did kind of deserve that because I shot a rocket for no reason. I want to kill that boy though. I don't really go for money. That was quite a good shot, to be fair. I'll give him that one. They could have that one. I'm not saying clap him. Also, he's a pro like sob anyway, because he's a sweat. Whenever you see somebody who's sweaty like that, 9 times out of 10 they know who I am. And it's probably about half and half, I reckon, at this point, in terms of whether they're a sob or they're trying to one-over me and all that. Come on then. Close enough. Yeah, that is. Yeah, he did do me though. What? How the hell did he survive that? What the fuck? Well, how that didn't kill him? Oh well. I mean, that is logically a pretty sound decision. Perfect way to handle it. Alright, I'm just gonna go for that.
Well, hello, how you doing? How can I help?
scramble the signal for 1 minute.
I don't know why I'm just doing this on repeat, but I mean it's pretty much the easiest way to kill someone. Actually, well, it's not. Well, it can be.
What do you need exactly?
Oh,
Give me a call
shit.
back when simple decisions don't freak you out so much.
Where is it? Did he land on that? Oh, there he is. No, he's just hiding. Oh well. Wait, he's there now. Easy doesn't, right? What is wrong with this purple kid? He's unlimited. Yeah, he's trying to kill me, I reckon. Might not have been. He just keeps throwing me so far away from everyone. Fucking thumbstick. This means I've currently got the pace. Oh, he's running. He jacked. Wait, the guy who took that bullet to the head. See that hole in the back windscreen? Oh, I forgot about him. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy thinking about the fact that that guy that I just shot in the head then has just put a bounty on me somehow. Right, I'm just getting Ah, fuck me. He's got so much time. I get out then. There's no point going at him in that. Oh. I think that might have done I think I might have done a bit of damage to that sticky bomb. He just admits he needs that to do well. Just to not die. To not get clapped. But yeah, back to the depression thing, like I reckon it is pretty much like situational, you know? Obviously people get offended when you say that, but I mean, you know, it is the right mindset to have, you know. I'm not trying to, you know, there are obviously some people out there who do have like actual mental health problems and they're like mentally ill and they actually cannot function. They genuinely can, you know, fine. Like obviously there is like infinite people in the world. Obviously there's people like that who actually can't help it at all. And, but I reckon so much of it is caused by stuff. You know, there's things causing it, and I reckon prawn is one of the main ones of that. I'm going to say the actual word because I don't want to get demonetised, but you know, it's obvious what I'm on about. But that definitely, he's left. But that, yeah, that definitely does cause you to feel like shit, you know? So, you know, if you're jacking off to prawn every single day, it does make you feel like shit. You're gonna feel miserable and shit all the time. It does make you feel like that. You know, I've experienced it loads like that when I was like 18 and 19. I used to be so into all this like no-fap stuff and everything. A lot of people won't really know what I'm on about, but some people probably will. It's not that complicated. It's basically just that, just abstaining from, you know, doing that. Because, you know, it's not the way humans are meant to be. You know, you're not meant to be like that. You're not meant to be doing that. You know, it is going to obviously mess with your brain. You know, you're seeing more, like, naked women in, you know, 10 minutes than, you know, your ancestors would in, like, their whole lives. So, you know, like, iPhones and, you know, stuff like that, none of it existed, obviously, hundreds of years ago, so didn't used to have it then, so it's not like it's something we're meant to really be doing biologically, like eating and stuff, you know, other things, and sleeping, other things that you absolutely have to do, like, biologically like that. But, you know, it's free for a reason, like, you know, it obviously costs money and stuff to produce it. They have to pay these disgusting whores to do it. You know, it's not like it doesn't cost anything for them to make. So, you know, it's free, it's readily accessible all over the internet. A third of internet traffic is pornography, you know, and most of that is illegal. So, and you know, they can ban Andrew Tate off everything and, you know, delete absolutely every mention of him pretty much. But, you know, they can't prevent all this disgusting filth being readily available to kids. You know, it's not like you have to show your ID and prove that you're over 18 to get access to it. Literally, any little 12-year-old kid can just go on his phone, which they all have, and just type in one word and find it. A website full of the most disgusting filth that's going to absolutely wreck his brain. Yeah, he's going to grow up being socially awkward as fuck around girls and not know how to talk to them. And it just makes you view basically women as like a object to be lusted over, kind of, you know. That's why society's so fucked up now with all the hookup culture garbage and, you know, the 12-year-olds having, you know, and you know, so many girls now are by the age of 18, their body count is like well over 10. You know, it's absolutely beyond messed up. It's so it's so fucked up, bro. Is that someone attacking us? No. Oh shit. Yeah, that Rufus kid's after him, so. At least he was. Don't know what the crack is with that purple kid. See, he's coming. She killed me, mind, didn't they? I still didn't kill him again after that. There it is, then. Yeah, he is after us, yeah. Can do it. Oh, it went right through the fucking window. Was he? He's such a pleb. What's he doing? He's too slow to this shit. Pellet. Right. Nah, I was gonna go and make that NPC get crazy, but I can't be bothered. Got bigger fish to fry. Mainly this purple little twat. Can I just nick his oppressor in this? No, I can't. Hey, can't kill anyone. Oh. No, it's just he's such a piss, he'll just sit running away, he's not gonna do shit. That purple kid's such a fan. Oh, yeah, get a car fixed now in the fucking thing so he can come for another go. Oh, mate, that kid is such a pellet, man. He's gonna sit crying, following us around all butthurt for the rest of the day. He's gonna sit chasing us around non-fucking stop. He's such a nut. His safe weak car that can survive a bunch of explosions. Another little snowflake that doesn't want to die once. He's such a prat, mate. Look at him. I'm just going to me, even though that kid's the one killing him. How the hell are these not killing him? Where are they going? These should be going right down where I'm trying to get them. Between that big trailer and all these little other ones. They were exploding like way before it. I don't know what was going on though. This kid's horse shit, yeah, he's just mad. Alright, he ain't shit, let's just go. He's not gonna do it.
Your beautiful new aircraft is waiting at our nearest airfield. We hope you're very
It's not
happy,
though,
sir.
is it? See, there's plenty of space. Can you not put it there? He'll just sit and do this. So I have to film him again. It always does this every time.
Hello, you're through to Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Thank you, sir.
Was that purple as he left? Yeah, but I think he joined the flight school or some shit. That's the song. I always just put the Rebel radio on just for the fun. Okay. Oh, we're under attack now. Yeah, it's just trying to kill us now. Don't give the game away, mate. Come on, put Ghost on us, pretend to be an AI. Because like, he's never going to suspect we're just suddenly now driving a mule truck. Like, he's just going to think that's NPCs. But if he starts shitting at them, it gives it away. Oh. See, when people say this game's like boring, how can it be? Never seen that and I never will again. That is like such a unique sequence of events. But the same people that say that will sit and play Fortnite all day, which is just the same thing over and over again. Boring as all hell. Oh mate, just piss off, will you? See, if they all kept driving normal, it would be fine, but it's how they like swerve like that, that's what they always end up going into you. All the NPCs, I mean. Like, they always go to like try and swerve out of the way and end up just going straight into you. But if they were to just keep driving normal, I wouldn't crash at all. Because this isn't really that much more difficult than driving on the right side, you're still just like dodging all the cars and shit. They're just moving faster, you know, like, so it's more difficult, but like, if they kept driving just in their line, it would be absolutely fine. I've like never hit any of them really. But they always just end up like going flying straight into you. No one's fucking joining a little level 19. Sometimes the invites disappear, I'll do it again. In fact, that happens like all the time. I always get that, where like I'll get a CEO invite, go to join it, it's just gone. Or maybe just no one wants to join. Fair loss. That was such a big fail that I gotta try again. That lamppost out of the way now, see. Oh, look at that timing, this ad comes on and we're right here. Kiflom. That tit coming out of there. Oh god. I swear. That's all we need. Press her on my ass for the rest of this lobby, that'll be probably then. Yeah, anyway, back on the depression thing. Yeah, there's always like people who can't help it and who like, have actually got like a actual psychological problem. But I reckon like 90% of the time it's because he's just jacking off to prawn every single day, which is obviously going to make you feel like shit. And never working out, which releases like natural like endorphins or whatever, like stuff in your brain that like makes you feel good. It is pretty difficult to feel depressed and miserable while you're having a really good workout. Like it just doesn't really exist. It's not really possible because it just naturally makes you feel good about yourself. I don't know. But, if you were making thousands a month and you had a girlfriend, like a good relationship and a bunch of like good friends and stuff like that, oh, it's this one. I hate this one. This one's boring as fuck. This one's so dumb. I hate this. So just sit here for 10 minutes. This is so boring. For fuck's sake. I might actually just abandon it. It's not like I need the money. Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to do this. This is so boring. Oh, I can do it myself. Yeah, fuck it. I absolutely hate this mission. I'm sorry. I've done it a lot of times. It's so boring. You just sit around for 10 minutes. I don't want to do that. This mission sucks. I hate it. It's the most boring shit ever. But if you had like a well good life, you wouldn't be depressed. So you need to get to work and make your life better. Just make money and work out pretty much. And need a good diet as well. All this shit in food, like I'm not surprised. So much of the shit that they put in food is insane. And that's obviously gonna have effects like that, like psychological effects on you and stuff like that. Like you always feel like shit after eating a Mackey's and stuff, It's all this like dopamine shit. It just fries the dopamine receptors, and that's why you feel so depressed, because your dopamine's all fucked up because you keep blasting it away on prawn every day. And seeing these people who do have like clinical depression or whatever, still, if they were to be working out really well every day and were to be like jacked and were actually making their own type, fuck off. But yeah, if they were like jacked and making money and stuff, and were like out there like with friends doing good, like doing fun stuff and like having an actual good life, and weren't ever watching prawn or had a good girlfriend and stuff like that, they wouldn't be depressed anymore. Like Andrew just said there, right, that guy lost his girlfriend and that's why he became clinically depressed. That just makes no sense. Like, of course you're gonna feel miserable, depressed and shit if when your girlfriend's left. Obviously, every guy's pretty much been through that. Any guy who gets girls anyway. But I mean, so that's bullshit. You don't become clinically depressed, because clinically depressed, that implies like that it's like a medical issue, like a psychological defect, like a like a problem with your brain. Same as how you might be like schizophrenic or all these other types of problems like that. So if you're living a shit life, eating shit food, poisoning your brain and frying your dopamine receptors by beating off to every single day, watching that disgusting filth, what do you think that's doing to you? It's only existed for like a decade or two. Back in like hunter-gatherer times, or like hundreds of years ago, men had no choice but to be out there in the world doing things and meeting a girl out there. None of this existed, so he wouldn't really be thinking about that. He'd just be doing his own thing. So even these people who do have it, where like you actually can't help it, and it, it's a problem, like a psychological problem that you actually can't help. Like I'm pretty sure I've got that. I've always thought of myself as having depression, because ever since I was like 16, I've been really depressed, like the majority of the time, like basically all the time, like really depressed. A lot of the time, especially back you know, a few years ago. It's not been as bad the last few years or whatever. But I've always had that where my brain naturally like sees the negatives in stuff, and you know, so I've always been pretty sure that I've got depression. But I mean, you know, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, you know. It doesn't really make a difference. Like I've not been diagnosed by a doctor, but I don't give a shit. You know, like I said, like, if the whole Snowvid thing and the jibby jab, you know, if that didn't wake everyone up, like why are you gonna believe the NH? Like why are you gonna believe the scientists and the doctors and all that after all of that shit? You know, how are you gonna? But you know, so I don't really care about getting like proper diagnosed. I've always been pretty sure I do have that, but that is that's like not the mindset you want to take though. Like, it's, you know, my circumstances in life, a lot of them aren't great. Obviously, I've got it good in a lot of ways, but pretty bad in a lot of other ways. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff about me that, like, nobody knows, but, like, it's not like it's just caused by nothing at all. You know, if I'd had different circumstances in life and stuff like that, then I'd be feeling obviously way better. I've kind of always been in the position where I'm just kind of trapped in the house all the time because, you know, I dropped out of school when I was 16 because I knew at the time that it's just like the Matrix basically, and all it's doing is just brainwashing everybody the same. You know, it's just like a batch of 30 just brainwash next. I knew it was just like a slave making factory, and you know, they don't teach you about taxes or anything because you don't need, you know, about money, anything like that, because you don't need to know how to do your taxes because it's just school's just creating you to be an employee. You know, all that's done for you, you know. Pretty sure they take your tax before you even get paid. So I knew at the time exactly what the deal was with it. Like I knew it was just pretty much a waste of time. I mean, obviously if you want to be a doctor or something going straight into the Matrix, then obviously you need it, but I never wanted to go into anything like that. I would never have done that. I'm just not designed for it, and you know, I've been diagnosed ADHD, but I mean, I think if I'm just like a high frequency, high energy being, I always have been, like ever since a little kid. I was always running about mad. I've always had tons of energy and stuff. Like, I was really hyperactive as a kid, so and I was diagnosed ADHD. But like, how did I get that? Just by telling some psychiatrist or whatever that I can't concentrate in school, you know, like. But yeah, that's because it's boring as shit and it's just teaching you a bunch of garbage I don't care about and I don't want to know. You know, when something doesn't interest me and I don't care about it, I can't focus on it for shit. But if something does interest me, I can focus intensely on it and do really well in it. Like when I was a kid, I learned how to do like pretty much every Rubik's Cube, like the 3x3 one, like the normal one, and then there's a 4 and 5, 6, 7, I can do all them. I learned how to do them when I was a teenager because that interested me and I actually wanted to learn how to do that. So I could absolutely master that. I can do the 3x3 normal one in like 20 seconds every single time now. The 4x4 in about 2 minutes, 5x5 about 3.5 minutes, the 6x6 about, I don't know, like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then the 7x7 like 25 minutes or something like that. But I mean, find someone who can do any of that. Like, I just knew it was indoctrination, and I've always known that I'm like a really unique person. I'm always, you know, I never fit in. I'm always, well, different from everyone else, and you know, I knew that school is doing that. Everyone's learning the same thing. Everyone's sat in the same room listening to the same stuff. It's just literally just everybody just being identically programs. Everyone just being taught the exact same things. Everyone just drones, just all the same. No uniqueness, no individuality. It's just not the right way to learn, you know, and it just teaches you a bunch of bollocks to just waste your time. Like, you're gonna sit and learn about the Pythagorean theorem for fucking months. But, like, when have I ever once needed to use that in life? You know, you don't need to use that. When are you gonna, like, you know, SOHCAHTOA and algebra and all this garbage that, like, all this shit, like you don't need to know that, you know? You need to know things that you need to know, like they should, you know, like how to grow food and all the things you actually need to know in life. But they're not going to teach you to be independent from the system, you know? They want you to be dependent on the system, you know, because you can't revolt against them really then if you need them, you know? You can't bite the hand that feeds you. And I just saw through it all at the time. Obviously it's more common knowledge now, everyone kind of knows about it now because of Andrew Tate, and that's why I got so into him, because, you know, I always knew that my whole life, but I just thought, you know, I was the only one that knew it, you know? My mum and dad, you know, my sisters always, they're studying for our exams and everything. Like, I didn't give a fuck with a study leave, which is For those who don't know, it's basically before your exams you get like 2 months off school where you may just be studying like all the same time you'd have been at school basically. What did I do that whole time? Not one single bit of studying, played GTA all day, every single day. My exams, I just basically, I did them. It's not like I didn't do them. And, I tried my best. I answered the ones I could. I did as well as I could. I tried my best. I'm not just going to tank it and just tick all the wrong answers, just not give any fucks at all. I tried my best at it. Give it my best shot. But ultimately, I didn't care at all because I knew that I wasn't wanting some shitty job where you're just stuck as a tax slave, like basically all the Matrix shit Andrew says about. Like, it is true. People sort of mock you and laugh at you, or some people, quite a lot of people like mock you and laugh at you and stuff. But they are just people who are actually stuck in it and they just don't understand it. They can't fathom it. They're just NPCs, just yes, boss, But I always knew the system. I always saw it. No one else did. Everyone kind of knows about it now. Like I said, when Andrew came about it and started saying all this shit, that's why I got so into him, because I knew it my whole life but no one ever said it, and now suddenly I'm hearing him saying all these things that I knew my whole life, and finally someone's actually saying it. Someone else actually understands it, of like being outside the system, being as detached from the system, not attached to it. And I'm lucky that I managed to find that in like YouTube. I ended up paying off well, like I spent the 2 months of study leave just playing GTA all day, every day. A lot of people would see that as just pissing about, wasting time, but because of that, I was playing it all day, every day. I was fighting people, getting better at the game, and that ends up, overplaying it. I used to play loads, fighting people when I was, 16, 17, I was level 100, 200, by the 300 around then, but I used to fight people all the time back then, and that was what was building my skill up on the game and getting better at the game and stuff like that. And then that ended up leading to me being able to kick people's asses and make good videos about it and shit like that, which ends up making my YouTube do well, and end up being able to make thousands a month from doing that. So obviously I escaped the Matrix to the same level of him. I'm not flying about on private jets and that, but I don't care. I don't want to be doing that anyway, as long as I'm making enough to be able to buy food and pay for everything I need. I don't care. I'm good. I'm absolutely fine. I don't need to be making like tons and tons and tons of money. Obviously it would be good if I would, and obviously in the future I will be wanting to do that, but I don't need to, I don't need it, because I don't really care about money all that much. I just care about like life. As long as I'm happy and doing shit that I like and stuff like that, I'm good. I just don't want to spend my life just working. I wanted some shitty job. And I tried it when I was like, I remember when I was like 18, 19, going to like job interviews and trying to get some shitty job at Subway or whatever. I tried it, but I didn't get hired for any of them, which was for the best, because I'm glad I didn't. But obviously there's like tons, and it's not like I'm the only person trying to get it. Obviously there's like dozens and dozens of people applying for it, so there's obviously going to be someone who's got way more experience than me, because that's how it is. You need experience to be able to get a job, but you can't get a job without it. That's why I always remember thinking like how much bullshit it was. I remember I went to quite a few job interviews. I went to one because I was convinced back then that I just had to get a job, that was the thing, is I put it off as long as I could. I dropped out of school when I was 16. Sorry, I'm just telling you my whole life story right now, but a lot of people will be really wanting to hear this. If you don't, just fuck off, I don't care. For the people saying, oh, stop making videos where you just talk for ages, shut up, fuck off then. You can watch the ones where I'm fighting people. It's pretty obvious by the title what the video is. Just watch the ones where it's fights then. But yes, I put it off as long as I could, because I didn't want one. Like I said, when I was like 16, I dropped out of school and I did not want a job. I remember when I was 16, I knew that like the day's gonna come where I'm like 18, 19, I can't just keep sitting around playing GTA and doing nothing forever, because there's going to come a day where I need to get a job and all this shit, and I was just dreading that so much. A lot of people would think that I'm just like lazy and work shy, but it's not really that. That's just not the life I want. It's not me. Honestly, I'm just not like that. I've always been the same way. I remember all through high school, like everyone talking about what job they want, and I was just like, mate, I don't want to just work as something for the rest of my life and just the majority of my time, just 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. It consumes basically all your time. What have you got? Just dinner and then the evening. That's the only free time you got. I want to have all my free time. I want all my time to be free, and it is. That's how I've always lived since I left school. All my time is mine. I do whatever I want, whenever I want. I go to sleep when I want, I wake up when I want, I get food when I want, I drive to Mackey's whenever I want, I'll do anything I want whenever I want. And, you know, if you work in some job, you cannot do that. And I've had jobs before, I've tried it pretty good. Like, I had one job for like 6 months, but like the only jobs you can get are just as basically just like washing dishes in some kitchen. That is literally all you can really get. It's just like some restaurant, and they just start you at the bottom washing dishes, and yeah, you can slug it out and put up with it and work your way up, and then eventually become a chef maybe and whatever. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to be there 8 hours a day just stood doing the same thing. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. And it's not because I'm lazy. I work out like twice a day. I'm not lazy. I just want to be doing the correct things that I want to be doing. I want to be living my best life that's the best for me, you know? And just being an absolute drone, just working away 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That I would be miserable. I just would be miserable. Even if it was like a well-good job, I would be pretty much miserable. And not just because of the job itself, or just about the concept, the feeling of entrapment, of enslavement, how you're there, you don't exactly want to be, but you need to be, and you can't really go. You've got your boss, you know, you can't just leave. You need to like tell your boss, or if you want to go somewhere one day, if one of your mates asks you if you want to do something, oh, you'll need to wait till Wednesday because that's my day off. I can do it then. I can't do it today. Sorry, I got work. You know, I don't want to live trapped like that where I can't do it. You know, I'm at the point where if I had mates, then if one of them texts me and said, oh, do you want to go here and do this, I could leave the house right now and just do it whenever I want. You know, and that's exactly the way I want my life to be. Always, we're just doing. You know, I've always had that. Like, when I was a kid, I always hated getting like told off by my mom and shit. I've always had a real problem with authority, and I've heard other people say the same, like that. Like, some people are like that, where authority just doesn't sit with them. They can't be told what to do. They can't obey and comply. They're just naturally too headstrong to just obey and comply. They're just like natural born leaders, like, you know. They're naturally born to lead rather than to follow. I've always kind of been like that. Like, I've always kind of been like the sort of leader figure. Every time I'm like in a group of people, I always seem to sort of be like the leader, kind of not the leader, but you know what I mean. Like, there's always kind of like a, you know what I mean. If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you do, cool. But either way, yeah, so I've always been like that. I've always had a problem with authority. I'm going to do some mission because I'm just driving about and this must be boring as all fuck. I don't know what to do though. But yeah, so I've always had a problem with authority and being told what to do and controlled and things like that. You know, I was always rebelling against my parents. I remember when I was a kid, like climbing out the window and stuff, my parents would like lock me in the house sometimes because I would want to be going out. I didn't want to just be trapped in the house. I wanted to go out and go about climbing trees and doing all this kid shit with friends I had at the time. They lived like not far from me, whatever. So, you know, I wanted to go out and you know, go around to theirs and do shit and be out and stuff. And my parents, for whatever reason, weren't letting me go out. And I was wanting to go out and they were saying no and everything. And I guess the point where they just like locked the front door and took the key out so she couldn't get out of the house. So I just opened the window and fucking climbed out. So I've always been like that, like rebellious, and I can't just obey and comply. I've always been like that. And you know, people say that like in life there are like sheep and wolves, you know, and like 90% are like sheep and 10% are wolves. I reckon that's what it is. That is true. And I am obviously one of them. I'm not a sheep at all. I cannot be. I never talk to anyone. I don't. You know, everyone else follows around with all these trends. Yes, he is a woman because he says he's one, and yes, and yeah, we gotta wear the mask. Yeah, coat. You know, all this shit. I'm not a sheep like that, going to all these festivals and, you know, doing all this sheep activity. I've always been like a lone wolf, always. So, you know, that's one of the main problems I had with school as well. Like the authority aspect of it and the entrapment aspect. You know, you have to ask to go to the fucking toilet. You're not free, you're completely enslaved. And they don't care about you. You're just 1 out of 30 and that's just one class out of however many loads there are in that school. Like, you're nothing. You're just one little... you know, it's just not the environment for me. I didn't want to be there. I was there against my will for years. I didn't want to be there. I remember refusing to go to school lots of times. My mum Obviously she couldn't actually do anything like physically, but she like phoned the school and told them that I was refusing to go. And then like the deputy head comes round here and comes into the fucking house. He literally, how invasive is that? Comes into the house, comes like into my room and just like grabs me by the arm and like takes me and like just basically drags me to school. Like it's so fucked up. It's so unethical. I'm so against the education system. It was created by that Rockefeller twat who said he wants a nation of workers, not thinkers. Like, and I knew it at the time. I saw through it at the time. Everyone else is just, oh yeah, study. I got to revise. Got to do this exam so I can get a certain letter, and then I can get a slightly better job. I'm going to be trapped in for the whole rest of my life as a tax slave, compared to one that's not as good. Whatever. I'm just like, no, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. This sucks. I hate this. I don't want to be here. You know, so you know that's like the main problem I had with school. You know, I would get kicked out. I remember especially English. My English teacher was, he was kind of weird. He kind of liked me, but he was like a dickhead as well. And I used to get kicked out literally every single time because he knew what I was like. He knew I was not gonna stop. Because I would just piss around in basically every single class, apart from history, because I actually kind of had. Because I was actually like interested in that, and because my history teacher was kind of like an old lady. She was not old, but she was like pretty old, and she was really nice. And I went on the battlefields trip, it was called, when I was like 14 or something, I think 14 or 15, which was actually good. It was like a field trip where we went to like France, Belgium and stuff like that, and went to a bunch of places from like World War One and World War Two to like all these battlegrounds where you can see like the trenches and it's all grown over, there's grass and stuff, but you can see like where it goes down, you can see the line of the trench and all this lot. And there was like a field you could like walk through it, but there was like a railing or like a wire, like a rope or whatever, on either side of the path, because like, you're not allowed to go walking all over the grass because you could set off like a mine that was still there. There's like bombs or like landmines, like proximity mines, whatever, that would still be buried underground, and if people are walking all over the grass, people are going to be getting blown up. And there was one bit where there was like this massive crater in the ground. We like walked all the way around it, and it took like fucking 10 minutes to get the whole way around it. It was this enormous like hole in the ground from some massive like bomb or shell or something. It's crazy seeing all that shit in real life, like actual being there where all these people were like fighting and dying and getting blown up. It's insane. But yeah, so she was like the main, she was like the head of history, and she was like the main one doing that. She was like the main one on that. She was like in charge on that. And she always liked me, like I did like her, so I didn't piss around in her classes, but like pretty much every other, like maths and English, I would get kicked out like 9 times out of 10, because they knew that I'm obviously like that, and I'm not gonna, you know, everyone else is just sat there just like a drone, just open for the programming, and I like a little bandy over there, what the fuck, but and I'm just there pissing about, just, you know, doing all this shit, just fucking screwing around, and I would just get kicked out and just spend the whole class stood out in the hallway. But yeah, I hated school, it was shit. I saw it for what it was at the time. I knew what the deal was with it. I knew that it's just a factory to make slave workers, essentially. Strips you of your individuality, program everyone to think the same. You know, just load all the same shit in everyone's brain. Like, I'm not a sheep, I'm not just, you know, I'm not just gonna be, you know, my brain is... Oh, this again? Are you serious? That one again? Fucking hell, spells, man. I'm just gonna stop phoning Franklin and just go to the agency and choose one. But I mean, yeah, so the minute I turned 16, I dropped out. 'Cause in Scotland, you can drop out of school at 16. I think in England, you still have to stay until you're 18, or you can like go to college or some shit, but you still have to stay in some type of enslavement like that, you know. But in Scotland at 16 you can just drop out when just do whatever the hell you want, pretty much. But yeah, so that's basically the deal with that. School can suck my cock. So yeah, I dropped out and just started playing GT all the time, but like I said, I was becoming better and better at the game through like practice, you know. Obviously the more you do something, the better you get. So I ended up becoming pretty good at the game from then on, and then, you know, when I started becoming pretty good and starting getting some like really good kills and stuff like that, like I was recording the game clips on Xbox and stuff, but no one was really watching it, and you know, like some of the kills I was getting were like pretty insane and stuff, and I wanted people to see it, you know, because you know, I was kind of proud of it, whatever. So I started posting videos of like fights and getting comments, people saying they like my videos and they like watching them. Start getting messages from people saying that they really like watching my videos and stuff. So obviously I'm going to keep doing it then, and you know, one thing leads to another, and pretty much here you are. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways to make money though. Like, yeah, you need school if you want to be a doctor or this what, like all this law, whatever. But yeah, it's like, you know, you need it if you want some job like that. But you know, there's plenty of ways to make money, you know. Like I put on my Instagram story the other day, you know, basically to make money, essentially all you need to do is just find, and like with the internet, it's easy enough, really. But obviously it wouldn't work if everyone did that, though. That's the thing, so you do kind of need schools. I don't want school to be completely, like, abolished. It should be changed in a lot of ways, obviously. There shouldn't be any of this LGTV garbage. But yeah, essentially because, you know, you obviously need all the slave workers, otherwise there'd be no one working in Macca's and all this, like, you need them all this, you know, so it's fine. But for people who are, I'm not trying to get the whore, but you know, for people who are like me in that way, obviously there'd be people watching this who would relate to this. Obviously most or a lot, like I said, it's like the sheep and the wolves. 90% of people are pretty much just like basically sheep, and it's the minority of people that are actually awake to all the shit that's going on in the world and all the stuff, you know. So obviously the majority of people, the 90%, they're not really going to understand. But if there are people watching this who are in the 10% or the 5% or however much, you know, then they're going to understand. And that's who I'm talking to, really. So you know, if people don't understand or don't care, they're just going to click off anyway, so I don't care. But the people that stay, that's the people, you know, that's who I'm talking to anyway. So but yes, you do need the majority of people to believe in the system and to you know, believe all this shit and go along with it, and to work these shit jobs and everything like that. You didn't need it, obviously. If everybody was trying to be outside the system, I mean, it wouldn't really work. I mean, it wouldn't work. It would be crazy. But yeah, so for certain people who are like me in that way, and who are, you know, meant for more than that, just, you know, just being some cog in the big machine, you know, your job will fire you without a second thought. And I just don't want to have that where my life is completely governed, or you have 2 weeks of holiday, a year, whatever. Like, mate, fuck off. I have 2 weeks where I can do whatever I like. I want to do what I like it all the time. You just gotta make money as well. But, you know, you just need to find something that people want, that there's a demand for. You know, people are gonna want to have it or to get it. Wait, has he got a crate on him? No. Oh, there's only one left anyway. Is he wanting to come with me? No, he's not. I was gonna bring him with me so that he could get a crate as well, but there's only one left. I don't think he's wanting it anyway. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's a bulletproof. Oh, you rage quit because of that. This is the explosion that took his window out, or to take him out. But like if you shoot the railgun, or like an explosive will cause, like if there's like bulletproof windows like that on a vehicle, then an explosion like gets rid of all the windows, so you want to hit them with the railgun and then just shoot them out of it. But yeah, you just need to find something that people want and that they're going to pay money for, and just get it for cheap, sell it for more, and just, you know, with the internet you can reach thousands of people, just, you know. So that's basically what it is. So it's not that hard really to make money. Certainly easier than trying to find some job. Like I said, when I was like 18, I used to go to job interviews, because that's the thing, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I can continue from that. I was like 16, 17 doing that in the early days of doing YouTube and all that lot. But then it got to the point where I was like 18, 19, I wasn't making any money or anything off YouTube, but I wasn't trying to. I didn't have sponsors, and I wasn't trying to make money from it. I wasn't doing it for that. I never started doing it for that reason. I never cared about that. I didn't even think I'd be able to. I didn't think that was really a thing. But yeah, so I got to the point where I was like 18, 19, and it's like, you know, been just playing GTA and doing fuck go with my life for like 2 years or whatever like that. So yeah, it's to the point where I'm like 18 or whatever, and you know, I'm an adult now, whatever, so I can't just keep sitting playing video games doing nothing with my life. So that's him again. Fucking hell. Sorry, I'm smoking a little joint right now, but I was holding it, but I'm trying to do this as well. I'm just in like the lobby. So he's mad at me probably. Like, actually, my vehicle warehouse is full, so I'm just gonna sell one now. Fuck it.